Story and Lee, the Tennessee Valley's most dynamic furniture store, featuring our Made in America galleries with solid wood dining and bedrooms, leather furniture, mattresses, and so much more. You want it? We've got it. With our 3 acres of showroom and our huge warehouse, we're sure to have exactly what you want. And it's all ready to be delivered to your home absolutely free. Just try that anywhere else. We are Story and Lee.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your afternoon update.
Well, good Friday afternoon. Taylor Plott here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center with a look at your latest forecast. I think we're mostly dry today, maybe an isolated shower possible across northwestern Alabama later on this afternoon and evening, but things change once we get into your Mother's Day weekend. Unfortunately, we do have some forecast changes for your Saturday we need to discuss. I'll have that coming up very, very shortly. First off, taking a look from our Arctic Air Skycam network, you definitely see where the warmer temperatures will likely be today. Florence, Cherokee, northwestern Alabama seeing a lot more sun activity so far today, as opposed to Lawrenceburg and Pulaski and places here across southern Tennessee. That changes, though, I think, as we head later on to your afternoon hours. We will likely start to break up these clouds across parts of southern Tennessee and across northwestern Alabama. You've seen a lot of sun already, so your temperatures are going to be warmer this afternoon. Weather Where You Live forecast shows those warmer temperatures getting up into the lower middle 70s here across Lewisburg and Marshall County, 77s for Florence and Moulton. Some places in northwest Alabama might end up flirting with that 80-degree mark later on this afternoon. We'll just have to watch and see. Area-wide, we're generally in the lower to middle 70s, 73 in Lawrenceburg, 74 in Loretto, 76 in Rogersville, 78 in Decatur, and over there in Hartselle. Notice that 20% chance over here on one of those icons. That's just a very isolated chance across northwestern Alabama later on this afternoon and evening. As you see here for your futurecast, just a few areas of pop-up showers will be possible. I think most places end up being dry today. Things change, though, as we head into Saturday. I mentioned there's some changes in the forecast. We're bumping up the rain chances once again for your Saturday. We've had high-resolution model guidance trending in that direction, so I do think that we will end up having some rain shower activity across our area during the day on Saturday. I still think for the majority of the day, everything shower-wise and rain-wise is going to end up being down to the south of the Tennessee-Alabama state line. I think that changes, though, once we get into the evening hours with this push that comes in, wrapping around the area low pressure down to our south. So even though you might start off the day on Saturday here across Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, and over towards the Columbia area, you might be on the dry side on your morning hours, but once you get into the afternoon and evening, you'll probably end up having some of that rain shower activity. Things change for all of us once we get into your Sunday, though. I think the morning hours are mostly dry here for your Sunday, so if you have any of those church services you're going to, take that umbrella just in case, but I think you're good to go for the morning hours, but that changes once we get into the afternoon and evening. Forecast lows for tonight, temperatures in the upper 40s and even up towards the mid-50s here across northwestern Alabama. Weekend forecast, like I just mentioned, bumping up those rain chances to 50-50 for your Saturday. High temperature should struggle to get to 70. I think a lot of places end up staying in the 60s due to all the cloud cover, even with that rain shower activity moving through. Lower 70s expected for your Sunday with showers and storms. Here are those rain chances for the next 7 days. I'll get into more detail here for your Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday of next week. But rain chances right now 50-50 for both Saturday and Sunday, 70% on your Monday, and then we start trending back down into the isolated category once we get into Tuesday and Wednesday. All right, let's break down your forecast. Again, showing you a different perspective here for Saturday. You had that high-resolution model guidance showing this stuff moving on in. This is why I still think the bulk of the rain ends up staying south of the Tennessee-Alabama state line until we start getting into the evening hours of your Saturday. Notice how this area low pressure starts to move further towards the north, so that rain shield associated with it does nudge north towards that state line and eventually north of the state line later on during the overnight hours. Sunday, your morning, like I said, should be mostly dry, a few showers around, but that changes once you get into the afternoon and evening, with showers and storms definitely ongoing across parts of the area. And then on Monday it might end up being a washout type of situation during the afternoon. I think the morning again mostly dry with some areas of showers, but once we get into the afternoon and evening hours, widespread rain and storms are expected to develop. That low continues to shift off towards the north, and as it does so, we have that wraparound side, so we will start to filter in some drier air, but that will still not be enough to keep the shower chances off the board here for your Tuesday. I think everything starts to shift further towards the northeast, though, once you get into Tuesday night and into Wednesday, and then that will set the stage for potentially hot weather coming up during the next part. Excuse me, the latter part of next week is what I was trying to say. 7-day forecast shows that 83 on Wednesday, 86 on Thursday. Some places could be flirting with that 90-degree mark, especially across northwestern Alabama for next Thursday and Friday. We're watching things very closely. But as you see, rain chances, like I mentioned, once you get into Tuesday and Wednesday, that's when the bulk of the shower and storm activity should start to kind of push off towards the northeast. That will allow us to dry out and warm up like I just mentioned. That's your latest forecast here from the Tennessee Valley Weather Center. Fred Gossage will be in at 5 p.m. to have another update on your forecast.